Jesus!
Yeah,
oh
that would have made
my
so much
God. Whoa! Wow.
I need this in my life. Wow.
Welcome back to the shop. Today I'm actually gonna be working on the 350Z.
Here you guys go. This is what I'm gonna be working on. I have two brand new tie rods. I have ball joints, another ball joint, which I'm missing one more, which we're working on getting the other one right now. We have a full Wilwood setup, and there's one thing that's missing, which is the caliper. So if you guys remember, we used to have silver calipers, Tesla calipers in the back, and one of them started leaking, and we ended up replacing it. And the ones that we ordered ended up showing up in red. So when you look back, it actually looks pretty good in the car. So we sent our original silver calipers from Wilwood. We send it back to Wilwood, and they're gonna send us back a set of red one. That way we don't have to send it to powder coater or paint them or stuff like that. So we're gonna get fresh calipers from Wilwood. Big shout out to Wilwood. They always have answer for us, and they always stop what they do to take care of us. So much love to you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I know we could be a pain in the butt sometimes, but the guys are always super nice, and they're always taking care of us. Check this out. Check out the difference on size. This is the original 350Z. Front caliper, front brake rotor. And look at the difference. These things are massive, the ones that we're gonna be throwing in here. So here we go. And then the hardware for the calipers. We have some hard lines for the calipers as well. And obviously this is the plate that goes here. That turns it into a two-piece rotor. So we'll be assembling that. We also have, where are they? Hold on, let me back. Here we go, that's better. We have the arms right here. We are missing the, not the spindles, but the wheel bearings, which we have those in order. Once we have everything together, I'm gonna start replacing all the joints, the tie rods. We'll be cleaning and really cleaning this because it's still pretty disgusting. And then we're gonna start putting everything together, and of course, except the calipers until they get here. So hopefully they'll be here by tomorrow, and we'll be able to assemble this whole thing. I finished cleaning and spraying the spindles, and I also removed the ball joint, which it kind of looks like it needed to be replaced. And this is what the new one looks like. And these bad boys are 14 inches. Believe it or not, we thought it was like 12 inch, and then we measured it, and it's actually a 14-inch rotor, which is freaking amazing. And the best part is that we put them side by side, and they're pretty much the exact same size for the rear. So this thing is gonna have some major stopping power. So enough said, let's put this thing on the spindles and then replace the other ones on the car. So here we have one finished spindle with the bearing and the ball joint at the bottom. I'm gonna do the exact same thing to that side, and then we'll start replacing the ones on the actual car. I just finished painting the wheel well on this side, this is the passenger side, and this is what the driver's side looks like actually. But nasty. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Will's gonna keep working on the passenger side. He's gonna replace the self-tappers. No, not anymore. Oh. The self-tappers that we had here holding the line, he's gonna replace it with some M5 rib nuts, just so we can have everything bolt on, bolt off.
Hey guys, quick break from today's episode to let you know about our friends over at Upstart. Now, you may be in the situation where you need to buy a car, or maybe you're starting a business. Before you do any of that, it is really helpful to have a handle on any kind of accumulated credit debt that you may have. Now, our friends at Upstart are really good at consolidating that to maybe a single monthly payment that you can make sure you have automatically scheduled to be paid or drafted, or it's just one thing to keep in mind. It's this time of the month I need to make my payment to Upstart, and it will really put ease at your mind. I know I had to purchase the car that I'm sitting in right now to get down here to the Throtl shop on a daily basis. It gets much better mileage than my previous car, so there's kind of some things that helped out, and having a handle on my credit and everything really helped with the purchasing and the peace of mind afterwards to make sure that I don't need to worry about so many things on a daily basis. So if you want to get a handle on your credit debt and you have about 5 minutes in order to check whether you can take a loan out for $1,000 to $50,000, which can help a lot of people out of any kind of situation, go ahead and give our friends at Upstart a call. Get a handle on your credit, guys. If you need to purchase a new car, if you need to purchase a new house for a growing family, find out how Upstart can help you lower your monthly payments today by going to upstart.com/throtl or click the link in the description below. Loan amounts will be determined by your credit, income, and other certain information provided in your loan application. That's upstart.com/throtl. Use the URL so that they know we sent you. Let's get back to today's video.
So we are pretty much ready to put the rotor on, which is right there. And on the video, you guys saw me trying to put it on and it wouldn't fit because the dust shield is bigger than the actual rotor. The rotor itself is going to sit more this way than the original one is. And I did not know that this wasn't going to fit, obviously. So yeah, it's got to come off. Unfortunately, in order for me to take this off, I gotta take the wheel bearing back out. So I'm gonna be doing that now. All right, so here's the rotor. We took the shield off. It is now spinning freely. Everything up here looks brand spanking new, as you can see. The red Wilwood calipers are showing up today. So before this video is over, I'm gonna show you how it looks like completely finished. I'm gonna do the same thing I did here on the other side. So as I said, everything I did here, I'm gonna do on this side. And as you can see, there's pretty much nothing here. It's extremely dark. Everything has already been painted black. The wheel did all the rip knots on this side. It's extremely dark on this side, and there's really no space for me to put the tripod or mount it anywhere. So I'm just gonna do it. And when the calipers get here, I'll pick the camera back up and I'll show you guys how it looks with the finished product.
Well, Ricky's tackling the front end. He's getting all the new control arms and bushings and all kinds of stuff done. Wheel bearings. What else are you doing? Oh yeah, brakes. He's upgrading the brakes too. So while he's dinking around in the wheel wells right there, I'm gonna go ahead and get going on the rear view camera. So we have our Liberty Walk bumper off, and we have a license plate bracket. This is all gonna be patched and closed off. It's a huge opening right here that we're gonna go ahead and close off. There's probably some bracket or whatever that they anticipated with this kit. Anyways, we have this closed off. Up underneath here is our license plate lights and push button for the trunk release. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount the camera. So say this is how it faces inside of the car. The lights are angled back towards the license plates. So we have a turret style rear view camera that came with our live feed rear view mirror screen that we're gonna use. It's what we have in our ice cream truck, and it's what we're gonna utilize again for this. There's a nice flat spot. I've already ground off a small raise there, and this footprint right here, we're gonna actually mount on this flat plastic. We'll go ahead and rib nut and get that thing fastened in place. And it's gonna be really nice because the camera's gonna sit just inside of that trunk release button. While it was in the car, I kind of placed it on there to kind of see whether it would be level. And it is. With this fastened right here and sitting just in front of the trunk release button, this is perpendicular to the ground, like that. So it's gonna be a pretty good level. It's not too low. So let's go ahead and get this turret camera mounted on there. All right, I've got our camera mounted on this license plate light and trunk release bracket. It's looking sick. So it's sitting right there. I have our wires ran. So this is the side that's gonna run up to the front of the car to get power and give signal to our rear view mirror / screen. So this red light coming off of here, we're actually gonna plug into the feeding side of this. So whenever the reverse lights come on, it's gonna trigger the camera to come on. It's gonna switch our rear view mirror from being a mirror to being a rear view screen. So we can see better behind us. So we're still gonna have the mirror function as a mirror when you're not in reverse, but then it's gonna take over, or the camera's gonna take over and provide you a much better view when you're in reverse. So that's gonna work out really good. This is actually one of the easiest freaking rear view mirrors, or rear view cameras I've done. I mean, normally you don't have this just waiting to be tapped into. Right. Normally you gotta hunt down the reverse lights, but so let me go do that.
I'm gonna give you a hand.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You're waiting for calipers, aren't you?
I'm waiting for calipers.
Otherwise he wouldn't want to help me. He'd just be like, you're on your own, Will. We're doing a temporary just kind of test to make sure that where I just mounted this camera is going to work before I go finishing this up, I guess. So Ricky and Mickey are standing by to approve or disapprove.
Can we hold it?
There's Quinn's right there.
Let me see if it's the same here. Oh, see, you can adjust it.
Nice. All right. Cool. I'm happy with that.
So it is the next day and the calipers finally showed up. Ooh, this is such a great feeling.
Wilwood, bam, in red. Ooh, more stickers. Oh, that's pretty it.
Pretty exact.
All right, so we have a Wilwood 6-piston caliper on, and I'm gonna end up putting the nuts in here. I'm gonna make sure that thing is pretty tight. We don't want any wiggle on this thing. And the next thing we're gonna do after this is done, we are going to measure the distance from the rotor to the caliper on the left side and the same thing on the right side. And if they're off, we have a solution for it. We have exactly 17.8 on both sides. But
That's pretty amazing, Wilwood. All right, just got done doing both brakes. I'm gonna bleed the system now so we can get it ready to get off the lift and we can go for a test drive. And of course, we are gonna use our Motu RBF 660. The wheels are on, brakes are done. We'll fix the rearview mirror issue that we had for 3 seconds.
What issue? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
And you fixed it, big guy.
No, I found out what the problem was. You fixed it. We're gonna get this thing off the ride. We're gonna take it outside. We're gonna go for a test drive. All right, we finally got the car out of the shop and we have the brakes done. We have the E-Level Plus calibrated and set. We are now gonna take this thing for a drive, make sure that our brakes are working. So let's do a quick brake check now before we get on the street. Okay, they're working.
Pretty good. Yeah,
Oh
that would have made
my
so much
God.
sense.
We replaced every arm, every ball joint, everything that had to do with suspension with brand new parts, and
That's a lot better.
night and day difference.
I'm swerving for the potholes now.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's so much better. Wow. You didn't even give me warning.
She still got the scoop. That's
This
good.
thing is so fast, bro. If we race this versus my Tesla, I guarantee you
Yeah, sorry, man.
I
Tesla's
will
going down.
lose. This thing is fast.
All right, more progress on the Z. We're gonna handle the power steering. And when I say that, you guys probably remember who handled the power steering for the Freak. That would be our guy Harvey right here.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
So when he was here for the Freak, he took a look at our clips and he took a look at the Z to kind of get a game plan together, and we called him out here. He's gonna help us out with both of those cars, but right now he's focusing on the Z because the Eclipse has got other stuff going on, so.
Yeah, so I mean, what better thing to have than electric power steering in an all-electric car?
Perfect.
So yeah, we're gonna get rid of all the manual stuff. We'll take the rack out, get one of my affordable off-road electric power steering kits installed,
Let's go
and we'll
take
get
a
this
look at
thing
these.
banged out.
So you're gonna throw this on here. Okay, so this is the motor right here.
Yep.
Right, so, and this is what's gonna connect to the steering shaft.
Yes, sir. And it splines out the back. We'll connect that to the existing
Okay.
shaft with a U-joint,
Yep.
and we'll connect to the existing U-joint.
Well, he spits it out like he knows what he's doing, so I'm gonna leave him to it while I help around the shop, and you guys just get to watch Harvey work his magic.
All right, that took a little bit, but we got all the factory wiring off the column, got it unbolted. We're gonna take it out here, put it on the bench. Yeah, see if we can't get our unit adapted in here. We've got the unit tack welded together. We're gonna go ahead and test fit it for the last time. Get it all bolted up, make sure it tilts properly and it tucks up out of the way. And then we can start making the back joint and move on to the wiring. So what we did here is opened up an access hole. So when we put the steering shaft in, we can weld it to the power steering unit. And then we'll use this to actually center it. That way it stays centered. I could weld it on the, on the bench, but it wouldn't stay centered. But we use this bearing, bolt everything down, and then we have an access hole to tack weld it. And we can finish weld it when it's apart. So we put the steering shaft in, guys. Here's the hole that we opened up for the clearance. You're now gonna take the column, slip it onto the power steering unit, and ours is gonna go on like that. And there's our access hole. So you can see this spinning, and here's our power steering unit. We're gonna weld this together right there where my finger is, right?
Okay.
Right there. We're gonna test it. We're gonna stick the hub on here and just spin it and make sure everything's still straight and in line. Nothing's binding, everything's turning nice and easy.
So you're looking for just a little bit of resistance because there's an actual motor that
Yeah, you're spinning the motor by hand before it's powered up.
Okay.
Once you're powered up, you won't feel any resistance at all. Unless you want to. You can turn it down and then you'll feel feedback in the wheel. So we'll let this cool off. I'll get the U-joint welded. We'll get this thing bolted in and start getting her wired up.
So as you guys probably remember when Harvey did the Freak, his electronic assist has an attenuator, which allows you to adjust how much sensitivity you want and how much assist you want. So a little less assist, you're gonna feel a little bit more feedback in it's gonna be closer to a manual rack. You turn the attenuator up, it's gonna go ahead and give you more assist. It's kind of a more amplified feel. It's gonna take less for you to turn the wheel full turn or full crank versus when you have it turned all the way down and it's gonna take a little bit more manpower to do it. So that attenuator needs to be mounted somewhere that is easily accessible. I want it down by where the fuel door release button is, where your trunk release button is, and where the hood latch retract would be. This blank I took and utilized it where there was a brake pedal adjuster switch. So that went away. We're not gonna adjust our brake pedal height. And this right here, we're gonna put the attenuator, it's almost like a volume knob. It's gonna go center on here. So when you're driving, you need a little bit more or a little bit less of that assisted steering. You can just kind of turn it down, find your sweet spot that is good for high speed and low speed, and you can set it and forget it. Or if you need to adjust or fine tune, you wanna go really fast, you want kind of a closer manual rack feel so you don't have twitchy steering, you turn that down. Harvey, how are we looking?
We're looking good. Let's throw the key in this thing and turn it on, see what it does.
Right on, let me help you the other side really quick.
All right, so here we go. Go ignition on.
Okay.
It's all yours. Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
I think I do that with my pinky. You can steer with your pinky.
Yeah, buddy.
That's top notch. And the notch is only at like 60% too. Well, that's gonna make our life a lot easier. Can't thank you enough, Harvey.
Yeah, let's get this thing buttoned up and go test drive it.
We're gonna go ahead and put all these panels back in, make sure that we're not gonna kick any wires while we're down there. And then, yeah, like Harvey said, let's get this thing on the ground and roll. This is the next morning. Harvey and I had to wait until the next day in order to go test drive this, but I'm gonna go see what it feels like on the street. I'm already excited because I used to have to struggle to get it out of this corner lift. It's like the lift of death, but it was super easy with that new power steering. So let's go see what it feels like on the street.
We're not hearing anything?
Yeah.
You probably...
No, I believe it or not, this is my first time in an electric car ever.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
I thought you had been in a Tesla or something.
Nope. Wow, dude, this is such a trip. It's so quiet.
Well, the nice thing about these electric motors is that it's instant.
Whoa! Whoa! No way!
And it's
wow.
You don't have to wait for the torque to like get in the power band. It's
most definitely.
from the stomp of the pedal all the way there.
How does that feel when you make that U-turn?
I kind of dreaded the end of this cul-de-sac because I knew what was coming. I had to crank the wheel, but this makes all the difference in the world. This is awesome.
Oh. Whoa, dude. No.
It's got 330 foot-pounds of torque and about 450 horsepower.
But it's instant. I mean,
yeah, it's right away.
And the acceleration just doesn't. Oh my God.
It interrupts your speech a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't stop.
So Quinn did the alignment because before the wheel was, I was at 2 o'clock to go straight.
Yeah.
So he did the alignment along with this power steering. Dude, this thing is a dream right now. Everything feels good? I mean,
yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm literally palming the wheel. I can turn it with a finger.
Yep.
And then a lot of guys, see how it's auto correcting?
Yeah.
A lot of guys say that when you run electric steering, when you make a U-turn like that, it doesn't auto, when you let go of the wheel, they're all afraid it's gonna stay locked, and it doesn't. It auto corrects just like a car normally should. You don't have to preload this thing or nothing, you can just go.
Yep.
Oh my God, this is killer. The whole front of the car lifts up.
Yeah.
That acceleration just doesn't stop.
Nope.
I need this in my life. Wow.
Well, that is it for the electric power steering. Harvey cruised out here and in one day got us squared away. So I'm gonna get to some other things on here, but if you guys wanna get a hold of Harvey for any of your projects, check out the links below me right now and get a hold of this guy because he's awesome. Thanks.
Right on, buddy.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. We got a lot taken care of in the Z. I did the rear view camera while Wiki was working on the front end.
Yep, we did the upgraded Wilwood brake system. We replaced every single A-arm and ball joint in the front, which make everything ride a lot smoother. The wheels were cleaned up and sprayed. What else did we do? Oh, Harvey.
Yeah, so all the stuff that Ricky did in the front end with the brakes, the suspension and everything really helped because we pulled Harvey, who does our electronic power steering. He came and helped us out in one day, knocked it out with us. It was great to have him in the shop. Huge shout out to him. Thank you so much. Dude, we got more to do, so come back next time. We'll see you then.
See you guys.